What it is, YouTube, what it is. Hey, look here. I've been brainstorming my brains trying to figure out why this darn thing's smoking. I hadn't really caught none of my comments, but hadn't had time. I went home for lunch. Cleaned up a little bit. Told the owner of the car what's going on. And I did tell him this. I said, man, the power and steering ain't working. And so I did some investigating, and let me get my Chevy. Take these parts over here. Yeah, that's what my son's gonna be doing next. I'll just take care of this little one right here, this little old quick fix. But let me get a pointer. I'm gonna tell you a mistake somebody made. See, where's a pointer? Where can I use for a pointer? Let's see. I guess this will work. Okay. Hopefully we can get in here. Yeah, you can see it. Clear as a bell. This hose right here, these two power steering lines, the other one was coming up next to it. And look at it, it's actually touching that header. And they had it zip tied all the way down to the frame down there as best it could be, and zip tied it. And the hose down there, you can't see from this angle, but the hose actually stays still close to the to that exhaust. And so, see how short it is? I believe they put some hoses on this thing. I don't know if they're new hoses or not, but you can see where this is at for heat shield, but I don't think it did any good because it still got the fitting so soft and hot that it made this hose come apart because they had it running right next to the exhaust. So we went and got this hose. I told him to go get an extra long one so we could reroute that hose and get it away from them headers. So I just wanted to post this video out there. If you got a classic ride and you decide to put headers on it, and the power steering lines are getting close to, they're going to be, especially with the short hose like this, it's going to be right up next to the exhaust, the headers area, because that's just the way headers are. They take up a lot of room. So if you do a change, if you do swap your stock manifold and replace it with headers, you're going to have to do an upgrade on your power steering line. Because we told them up at the parts store what the deal was, and they already had another hose. We didn't have to have this custom made. It's factory, and it's for the applications when you have headers. You can go ahead and rerun. It gives you a lot of. Let's see, that's 3 times the length. You know, the hose is 3 times as long, and it's an upgrade. Upgraded so you can run your hose away from I'll tell you what, just that little bit of effort right there, man, that big old gnaw on me, man. I can't even hardly pick up a damn hammer without it hurting, swelling up on me. Big old goose egg. They want me to fix it, but oh well. I don't like being cut on. I've been cut on enough. Anyway, I took a hose because the hose, the way it was bent, it was driving it back into the, it was throwing it back that way into the headers. And it was kind of like doing something like this, like a Z. So I took the Z, straightened it out, and I cut me a piece of hose. Because if you're not careful when bending these lines, you'll break them. But I put a piece of rubber on there and I knocked it down. And be sure you, like, before you ever start bending your lines, I do know this from experience that, watch, I'll show you, that if this, you see how that stops right there, it won't go over it? If you have that thing sliding somewhere on you, and then you go to bend your line, you're not going to be able to make this go back over the top of it. So it's a good idea before you go trying to change the direction of your pre-bent, you know, from the factory, how they send you these parts. If they're not fitting your application perfect, you can cheat it and straighten those lines out. But don't use vice grips, don't use pliers. It works best if you have a tubing bender that fits over that, but if not, you know. Anyways, see how I ran it down low and then ran it up underneath the oil pan and then up here, and then that rod, that's when it comes over. That's when it that's where this there it is right there. That line right there, it's going straight out and then over the oil filter and then down underneath the oil pan. And I'm still gonna have to move this line because it's touching the header too. So I'm gonna run it probably up and over this way, do a nice clean sweep over this way and down, and then run it right beside this one and underneath the oil pan, and then back up over there. And back up. See it right there? How it comes out, goes up and over. And this is that other low pressure side right here that I got to rerun underneath the oil pan. Right now it's going up there and it's touching the dadgum header. See it leaning up against the headers? There just ain't enough room for it to be. Well, actually it's touching in two places, right here and then up and over there. So we're going to run it down, follow this line right here down, and then up, and then follow this one up underneath the oil pan. It's all the way up in there to where, you know, it's not going to hang down here or none of that. I'm still debating whether or not to take something and wrap around that bolt right there, a piece of perforated strap or something, and then bolt it, you know, or get one of them clips that's got rubber on it and bolt it to the oil pan. Other than that, other than that, I think we'd be done with this part of it. Let me hold it up for you. Yeah, it's a little tight. That's where it melted it. You get it in there. remember, right to tight, lefty loosey. Yeah, that's it. You got it going right. No, that's tighten. That's tighten. Yeah. All right, good deal. Look, we're gonna call Mark up and tell him he needs to get another hose over here, a real long one. Woo-hoo-hoo. Looking good.
Yeah.
Real good. What you think, son? You like it? Looks like a different truck, don't it, brother? I love it. All right, well, let's go back next door. I don't know, maybe. I doubt it. This thing's gonna start smoking again. Nope. The hotter it gets, the worse it gets. I don't know, but that's a water problem. That's gotta be a water problem, son. That's burning. Yep, it's definitely a water problem. Yep. Sit here and let it cool off. And you start it, and it's crispy clean, nothing coming out of it. And then once it starts getting hot, it starts pushing that crap out the damn tailpipe. Yep. Anyway, I'll let you go for now. We'll see y'all till next time. Limpster out.